Anyone have anything to share first? Yes, Rob?
Okay, I've got a little bit of a win that, I took some time off last year and I wasn't as active with my realtors. And last week, I got all my business cards, I organized them all, and I just started, reaching out to them. And one of them remembered me. Well, a lot of them remembered me, but one just gave me a text an hour ago saying, "Hey, Rob, I'm having an open house tomorrow and Sunday if you want to stop by." So I guess what I'm saying is that always stay in contact. And even if you think you went 6 months, 8 months without talking to somebody, reach out to them, because they may just bring you back and then you can, start again and get the relationship going again.
Cool. I like it. And that is why in our system, I recommend everyone that every single transaction or client or realtor, you have a follow-up day. You must have a follow-up day with every single client, every single realtor. And you need to put them all down. Let's say 20 or 30 realtor and 100 clients or friends. Put them all down in the system and have a follow-up date. Even your friend, put it down at the lead. And then mark the follow-up date like 3 months from now or 6 months from now. And every day you tracking to see anyone that you need to call. Click on the past due follow-up and call them. Anyone can be your clients and referral source. It can be your friend, your family, your existing clients, anyone. So do not miss anyone. Our business is about relationship. And relationship come with personal knowledge. You have to reach out to them, you have to talk to them. There's nothing, you cannot win, you cannot be successful if you don't talk to your friends and family and your clients. So make it a habit. It's very important. See, like your experience, it's the best example. So many times we have good friends, good realtor, but we don't follow, we don't call them. And out of sight, out of mind. And they will not know you, they will not call you. Hey, Jack.
I'll give you guys a win. So I actually ended up doing a non-QM loan a couple months ago, and the listing agent, we've been in touch because he really liked the way it was performed, and we closed 1 week early, and it wasn't even a conventional loan. He reached out to me. His dad is the owner of his real estate company. They're actually buying a property that's worth about close to $2 million, and he's like, "Hey, can you give my dad a pre-approved? Because we're trying to put an offer." Right off the top of my head, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to get this deal because we have no lender that will do a jumbo loan. So again, I have no problem. I give him a pre-approval. Of course, he reached out to me and asked me, what's the rate? So I gave him a rate from JMAC at the time was 6.875, was giving me a credit of like 0.5% or so. And I didn't hear from him for like 2-3 days. After I gave him the rate, I already knew what was going on because the guy had about $2 million with Chase. So I reached out. He got back to me. He said, yeah, my dad decided to go with Chase because he's getting a 6% interest rate. I was like, that's understandable. He has money in the bank and it's a jumbo loan. Of course, I can't compete. Long way hold, I got a call 2 days ago and saying that he asked me, he's like, I don't think Chase is going to approve his loan because he hasn't done his 2022 taxes yet. And I know you do a lot of those non-QM loans. Do you think my dad can get approved? And I told him, well, I could get him approved, but the rate's not going to be good. And he says, yeah, my dad understands. I mean, just to get the property in, let's see if we can get him approved. So initially, even if you get a jumbo loan, don't automatically assume you're not going to get the loan. Just proceed like as it is. And you never know, something might happen with the direct lender, whoever they were with, and they could come back to you. That's my advice.
Thank you, Jack. So one thing I noticed is most of the jumbo loan with the big banks, the bank has very strict guidelines, like DTI 36% or 41% max. So a lot of borrowers cannot qualify. Some banks do not allow rental income from departing resident. Some banks require a lot of reserve. So don't give up. We still have a chance. And then non-QM is a big product we can promote, especially for self-employed borrower. So non-QM getting more popular nowadays. So if you target the realtors with non-QM products, they will love it. Trust me, there's more non-QM getting more and more popular nowadays. The rate differential is not much, but almost any conventional loan that fall through, we can push it to the non-QM product. So don't give up on that. Don't give up on anything. We can save the deal. And if you can save a deal for a realtor, the realtor will go with you. They will love you. So the best way to approach a realtor is if they have any deal that fall through, or the borrower is picky, or they want the best rate, reach out to you. Just ask for one chance from the realtor. Hey, Tony.
Yeah, I have a win. I'm closing a loan on Monday, and we were supposed to close on June 19th. So the seller's realtor was impressed, and they reached out, and they want to, I think you saw that email I sent to Thuan about the realtor want to co-brand. And so I created the web page for the realtor. So basically that's it. They were just, the seller's realtor was impressed that we closed so fast. We're closing so fast.
Yes, thank you, Tony. And by the way, just to let you know that if you work with, let's say, 20 realtors, make sure you input their information into your system, our system. And our system will create a website for the realtor, co-branded website. So a lot of realtors don't have a website, and our system will create a website for them. So just to let everyone know that, a lot of people don't know about that. So they got a free website, they can promote themselves, they can direct their buyer to their website to fill out a pre-approval application, and that pre-approval application belongs to you automatically. So it's a great feature. And that leads to one of the topics that I emailed this morning about realtor. There are a lot of benefits that you can give to the realtor so that you can win the relationship. And if you want, I can hold a webinar or a training section where I can train your realtor. A lot of people don't know anything about mortgage or interest rate, or they don't know how to qualify their clients. For example, a buyer approach them and say, hey, I want to buy a house, 400K, but my income is 4,000. I don't know if I qualify or not. So we can train the realtor within a few minutes, 1 minute, they can find out if the buyer qualify or not. They don't have to say, oh, I will find out again. They don't have to direct the buyer to someone else to you. They can do that. You need to empower your realtor. You need to educate them. You should not be selfish, but you need to reach out to the realtor and be their friend and help them and empower them. That's how they like you. So that is how I build a relationship with my realtors. Respect them, try to empower them, show them what you know, show them what you can do for them. Hey, Sari.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So I have a question about, is there a short video that we can share with realtors and consumers of how to use the pricing engine?
I think it's so easy already, right? I'm not sure why we need a video with the instruction. You go there, you enter information and click on get quote. So I think it's pretty easy. You can check, can you review it and let me know? I mean, review it. I think the process of obtaining the rate is pretty easy.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Cherie, do you have, I know it's not coming up on the screen here, but do you have the Loan Factory app on your phone? That's the easiest.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the easiest because you can hold it. If you've got an iPhone, if you've got a borrower or realtor you're talking to, just hold it down and you can send that directly to a buyer or a realtor. And they can just play around with the rates.
Thank you, Rob, for bringing it up. The most powerful tips that I have for you, for all of you, is first create a shortcut of your website in your cell phone. Create a shortcut. And with that shortcut, you can travel the world and you can work You can check the rate. You can go there. And then there is a link. You can click on it to copy the link and paste it anywhere. You can email or text your borrower. You can post online. That link, that short link is so powerful. That's how you promote it. Promote yourself, your website, your rate, everything. So try it out. Always copy the link and paste it and share it. Very powerful. So I share another story. One of the loan officer called me, and she's new, and the borrower, she worked for a small hair and nail salon, and the owner messed up. Instead of W-2, they pay her 1099, and then the owner fixed it and issued the pay stub, and then the pay stub have missing information. The date is wrong, so it's a big mess. So sometimes you deal with borrower with a employer. Sometimes they only have, handwritten pay stub. Sometimes they make mistake. So it is very, you have to review the document carefully. It's scary. If you have to be the one to protect your client, protect your loan, because if you submit the pay stub with wrong information, the lender might think that it was fabricated, it's fake. And it's easy for the underwriter to say that because it is a tiny employer, right? A tiny shop. So of course they are not good when they prepare a handwritten pay stub. Of course there will be potentially problem. Information is not matching up. Information is wrong, and they might think that we make it up. But in fact, it could be a legitimate, right? Small owner, they are not good at preparing this. So you have to be careful. The same thing with VOE. Sometimes, if you ever look at the VOE, you know how complicated it is. And most of the owner, they don't know how to fill it out. So you have to be careful. And if you spot anything wrong, you should not submit it to the lender. So that loan we have to send to a different lender because the underwriter say there are 3 mistakes, one after another. 3 mistakes, one after another. And the lender say something wrong with this, something fishy going on. They don't want to take the loan anymore.
Hey, Thuan, how are you? 2 questions. First one is I sent out the comparison, I guess, rate sheet where you have like 3 different loan programs that you send out from the pricing engine. It has like the lender's information on it and everything. I sent it from my website and it went over, but for some reason it went to Loan Factory when they emailed back. I don't know, because I guess it comes from lock request or something like that. It came from my email, but when they clicked on, I guess, one of the links, it directed them to the main website. Is there some kind of way that we can have it where it goes directly to us, just as
we need to know the exact issue. So if you can forward that email to Harry.
Yeah, because I got an email from, I forget who it was. They forwarded me the email, and I was just wondering why it went directly to them. But I'll forward that over. The second question I have is, all right, so I have a borrower that is just got a property done. I advised the buyer's agent, instead of lowering the purchase price, to get a seller concession. They're going to net 900. Does anyone have an experience where if it doesn't appraise, then they're still just going to lower the purchase price to say 900? So like, let's say they offer 915, and if it doesn't appraise for 915, then they'll just net the 900. Obviously, if it's 915, they're going to put 15,000 toward the seller's closing costs. I have to call the seller's agent right now to explain this to them. Typically it's the realtor's job to do this, but I, am basically trying to help out this deal to get it done. Anyone have experience on what the verbiage needs to be? Because I'm the one that actually has to explain it to the seller's agent.
Can you explain a little bit more about, let's say the purchase price 910 and the price value come out to be 900?
Yes, it was a bidding war, and the highest offer was 926. That offer fell through. They were the second highest offer. So when that offer fell through, they called up our buyer and said, hey, we'll accept your offer. I think his offer was 915. They had an inspection done, and obviously there's a couple things that they want to get obviously fixed and everything. So instead of actually lowering the purchase price, I told them just do a seller concession so you can get your closing costs paid for. The problem is, I think it's going to appraise no problem, but the realtor that the borrower has never use the seller concession in their life. So now I'm calling up the realtor and basically saying, hey, I usually just use percentage, or, the purchase price is still 915, but 15,000 will go toward seller concession. I don't know what verbiage needs to be in the contract. This is the realtor's job to begin with, but I just want to know if anyone has any insight on that.
Your escrow would be able to help you, the escrow company that you have to deal with.
And I think one thing is important. It's just another addendum showing the seller will get the buyer some money. It's so simple.
Yeah, it's definitely not more. It's not any more complicated than that.
Yeah. Okay.
But just one thing to keep in mind here, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but if the contract's already been negotiated and you're trying to add a seller concession afterwards, you may run into attorneys. I've run into this in New Jersey a couple times. It is unethical to negotiate a seller concession post-closing, especially if it has to do with anything related to inspection items. So just be careful, because some attorneys will say that it's not legit that it's a seller concession, because ethically, I believe that it reads that they have to do it up front, not post. But other than that,
I don't see why it's all negotiable, right?
The new contract hasn't even been sent out yet. They're doing it this weekend, and they're going to sign it this weekend. So it was a fallout offer. So basically, when they reviewed the inspection report, they're now going to renegotiate their offer, and it's going to be a complete new contract. So that's not going to be the issue.
right. I just so that and I think you're in New Jersey, so I don't mind mentioning her name. But if you run into her or any ethics committees that she's a part of, her name is Roberta Weisinger. And I've lost this debate. I've had attorneys lose this debate with her. It happens so rarely, but just keep that in the back of your mind, because it doesn't happen often. But if it ever comes up, but other than that, just traditional language.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Patrick. So as we speak, I'm losing a deal, in Alabama, and the client came in as a conventional, and then he said, hey, can you try FHA for me? So we filled out all the loan application and filed it with Rocket Mortgage. And today I got an email from Rocket saying that the FHA case number to be transferred to PennyMac Loan Service. So he didn't reply for a couple of days. So just wanted to find out if there is any way that we could save this deal. So initially, when I quoted the rates and everything online, he was very impressed with our rates. And he said he was also happy. He said he will go with us. But last 48 hours, he hasn't responded to me nor to, Steve or anyone else, so he just went blank. So we tried to, reach out to him via email, phone calls. Multiple people from Loan Factory are following up with this guy, but he just went dark on us. He's a first-time home buyer. I promised him that I'll do my best, so he was very impressed with our rates when I gave him through Rocket Mortgage. So he was very happy, but now it just went dark.
So did you mention PennyMac?
Yeah, I just got an email from Rocket Mortgage, right, saying that we received a request to transfer the FHA case number to PennyMac Loan Service. Please contact the client to confirm if they are proceeding with us or if they want the case number transferred.
All right. What I would do is I would just send them a text message. In the beginning of the text message should say PennyMac rates, and then just send that. Don't send anything else immediately afterwards. Wait a minute, and then send another text message and say, were you aware of their rates? And when he responds to you, just say, I'd like to make an offer. I'd like to present a better offer to you than what they're offering, and just see if you can get them to respond. There's nothing
unscrupulous
about doing that, but he's already aware of PennyMac, so why not just try it?
Most likely, Perry, PennyMac has reached out to your client and try to try and take his business. PennyMac is known to do that. They probably are offering it.
We're also set up with PennyMac Wholesale, so why don't you take a stab at that?
Wait, wholesale and retail is two different things.
I know.
Retail's going to offer a little bit better rate just to keep it in house.
But so do you have to open a case with FHA for this? Do we know his rates? What they offered him?
FHA, it goes to the property address. whenever you register an FHA loan, you go in FHA connection, and whatever lender originates or basically originates that loan, they start a case number. Now that case number needs to be either be transferred from lender to lender, and that's probably what happened. I'm not sure if PennyMac opened, or Rocket opened a case number, but the lenders need to transfer the case number from one property to another. It's just the way, because FHA has appraisals, and you can't have like multiple appraisals done, so they only have one case number in their system. So that might be the issue, that they're trying to request the case number from Rocket, or they just originated the loan, and that might be the issue.
Yeah, well, they're asking for the case number transfer so that this way they can move forward with the loan because they need it. And just remember, Rocket, I think it's like 72 hours they have in order to respond and transfer it. But I would just try and send a text message or some type of communication to the borrower highlighting something to do with PennyMac, so at least you can get a response and an opportunity to win the business. But you can't stop them from, you can't stop Rocket from transferring the business, and you can't stop PennyMac necessarily from taking it unless you reach out to our PennyMac representative and say that you're trying to place this loan here, and you just got a notification that they're trying to take it. Maybe the wholesale rep can help you out. But other than that, there's nothing, you can't stop them from doing it. You have to win the business.
Okay.
So let's move on. Hi, Ann.
Yes, I'm here. So I will be losing another deal this week. It's like every week I'm losing a deal. It's a record for me.
That's good. The more you lose, the better you are.
I am
Trust me.
learning, so it's always
That's how you
positive
learn.
for me. That's how I learned. So last week I told you, right? I lost a deal to U.S. Bank, and I don't know how for a loan of $720,000 they charge only $1,400. They charge only $1,400 for the same rate that I give. So okay, yeah, good for them. I'm not crying.
Yeah.
This week is another thing that I have a situation where I need to mark off a current liability from my borrower because he helped his mom bought a house. He's on the mortgage and on the title, but the mom has been paying, and she showed 12 months of bank statement showing that she's been paying the mortgage entirely. However, she's paying from the joint account, and the joint account has the borrower's name on it. And it's an or, so like the name is that, and then the credit union issue a letter saying that, it's or like this, the mom's name or the borrower's name, but it's a joint account. And so Rocket did not decline it yet, but they want to source every single deposit from the mom's account in the past 12 months. And the mom, being low technology capability, she's been depositing a lot of cash. And then for cash, and then that's a dead case. Because basically what Rocket say is that you have to prove that all the deposit in the mom's account has not been coming from the borrowers. But then if there are cash deposits, and then that's about it. Like there's no proof, even though that, the borrower also showed a bank statement. So I'd like to share that to everyone. Like check the bank accounts, and then I did not catch the joy issue because they were saying that it's an or until we went in underwriting. I mean, if you have any other ideas, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, another thing I have to set aside.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Basically, the mom have to prove that she have been paying for the mortgage for the past 12 months, but the bank account has the daughter in there, and the daughter is the borrower. So it's impossible.
Yes, so for joint account, whatever it is, it's impossible.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's nothing we can do.
Yep.
It's joint
Another-
account, yeah.
Yep.
Can she get taken off the account, or it's still gonna, like, if she basically gets taken out of the account, that would still be a problem?
They can take it off, but then in the past 12 months, it will still reflect the both names. So they take it off starting from this month, but they cannot change the history.
Well, after they're off, you can then request the history, and it will likely just have the mother on it.
However, the underwriter already saw the joint account, right? So if we do this, I don't think they can unsee it, can they?
Yeah, there's nothing we can do.
I don't think they can unsee it. Like if it happened before we submitted to the underwriting, then maybe there's a chance, but they already saw it. Or maybe one thing I can do is just to withdraw the file and do that, removing the name and then submit to another lender to save it.
No, you cannot, because they want to see 12 months bank statements. And the bank cannot go back and reproduce the 12-month bank statement with the motherlands only on the statement.
Okay,
There's
then.
no way.
There's no way. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. We have to find another way, like include both of them on the loan to get both the income. You have to structure. You have to find a way.
Yeah, I try all of that, but the mom refused to help. Yeah. Thank you.
I think even if the bank, they cannot do anything. Nobody can do anything. It's Freddie Mac guideline. So there's nothing, no lender can do anything to help. It's the standard guideline.
Even non-QM cannot help, right? Because the liability is a liability.
No, non-QM has different guideline. So you might try non-QM.
Okay, alrighty. All right, thank you.
Yeah. So.
Thuan, you got Kiri's got something.
Hey, just wanted to share my comments of this is regarding when Thuan mentioned about the small business owner where the pay stub was handwritten. So I had that situation happen to me where it's a husband and wife. The pay stub was handwritten. So what I did is I went to his CPA and have him issue a real pay stub. So that was the workaround that I did. So that works. And then regarding Anthony's issue regarding the appraisal, I think very common where appraisal may not come in. So what I do is I try to address that up front. I do lose many deals like that also because my buyer's not willing to go too much below the offer price if there's an appraisal gap. But what has been working is that you can go over the go with the price. In that case, like 915, just go with 915. You can always renegotiate. I'm in Southern California, and market is still pretty hot, especially when listings are kind of like pretty tight right now. So what I did is, because there are two areas where you can come back and work out the price. The first area is during inspection, and then after that is during appraisal. So if something doesn't come in, if you feel like that price might not come in because it's the agent price is kind of high, wait for the inspection first. You can always renegotiate on the price during inspection, and then unless you waive the appraisal, so then you can always wait for the appraisal to come in, and then you can also always renegotiate on the price. So two areas that you can renegotiate on the price in Southern California. Just FYI.
So next week is our access event. I just want to remind everyone, whoever will come, Matt will make sure you put your schedule, arrival schedule and departing schedule so that we can do carpool at the airport. Also, whoever cannot go this time, please try to go next time. It's a great event. We all can learn, we can get together. So I recommend the next event, I think in July, you should try to come. And I want to talk about Provident Funding. This is a big topic because Provident Funding is well known with two things. They have the best rate, the best pricing. Everyone knows about that. If you run the pricing on our website, they always have the best rates, but they're also very strict. The good thing is they just remove some of the overlays. So we should seriously try them again. However, I want to warn everyone because they're still strict. They are very strict. They still have some little overlay here and there. And if you submit a loan that cannot close, it will be counted toward the fallout. And if the ratio is more than 75% for the quarter, then they will suspend your account. And the way it works, the way Provident Funding works is they will suspend your own individual account. It's very interesting because unlike any other lenders, they treat every single loan officer as your separate account. So if you submit and you have fallout ratio high, they will suspend your account and the other loan officer won't be affected. So you have to protect your own account. And in order to do that, I recommend, right now our policy is we only send good loans to them. We know that the loan will be closed. We don't want to gamble and submit loans that borderline, DTI borderline, or if the borrower will back down the last minute. We don't send loan to Provident Funding. So I recommend you try them out, but you might want to check with our underwriter or dentist because they study a lot about Provident Funding. They can help you. So have a second look before you submit your loan to Provident Funding. But if you want to win a deal, you want the best rate, go with Provident Funding. Let's say you try to compete and your competitor have good rate that you cannot compete, then you have no choice to pick Provident Funding so that you can compete. And I believe that compensation is a little bit different. They don't allow us to raise our minimum com. So if you have small loan, it's not good. The minimum com, I believe, only $1,000. They don't allow us to raise that. And I think that com is 1% right now. So it's a little tricky to work with Provident Funding. But then there's no harm to try it out. Who knows that you might like them. I myself work with them exclusively for the first 5 years in my career. And that's how I grow my business. So because the pricing is so good, no one can compete against me. So I just want to share with you about Provident Funding. And if you want, you can try them out. Yeah.
Thuan, may I ask real quick? I'm looking at Provident. Looks like right now we've got 3 different AEs for them. Do you know which one we should be using, or all of them? Or
let me check.
Got John and Katie and Derek.
I will find out and update that. Sorry.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
It's one with Provident. Our pricing is 1%. That's lender paid. Can we charge the borrower anything, or is it just max 1% and you can charge the borrower?
You cannot even change it. Their policy is strict. Lender pay and borrower pay have to be the same. You cannot switch to borrower pay and lower the cap. So with Provident Funding, there's no borrower pay. It's only lender pay. You cannot change it. You switch to borrower pay, they don't allow you to increase or decrease your compensation. So there's nothing you can do.
Well, while we're on the
okay, so if the borrower wants to pay 1% as, let's just say, a rate buy down, or I guess in our case, a broker fee to get par pricing, I could get it from the borrower, or I have to go the lender paid with the lender increased rate?
You should keep it really simple. Don't think complicated like that. You think that when you send loan to Provident Funding, the com is 1%, period. No, you cannot play around with it at all. Yet 1%, what lender will pay us. And then borrow, if they want to buy down, it's their choice. That's it. Think it's really simple. You cannot mess around with that policy. You cannot do anything. Anyone have anything else to share?
Yeah, Thuan, on that subject about pricing and lender paid, borrower paid, maybe for a different topic, different day, but do you have any updates that you can share real quick about, have you added any more of our lenders to the correspondent side versus wholesale side?
We add it all the times. Whenever any loan officer or anything come up with any suggestion, we will review and add. So we've been adding a lot of lenders.
Correspondent?
I think, yeah. Oh, correspondent.
Yeah.
Not really, not correspondent.
Okay.
We don't want to, it's very complicated to deal with correspondent. So we want to stabilize it a little more.
Okay.
Hi, Ann.
May I ask if is Rocket the only lender we can do correspondence with?
We have other lenders, but we don't want to deal with them.
Okay.
So now, because correspondent is very complicated. Basically, Loan Factory is the lender. So we take on a lot of risk, and we have to issue our own disclosure, and we have to pay interest, and we have to collect the payment and all that. So it's very complicated.
And DPOs.
Yeah, a lot of issues, a lot of risk too. So that's why we still don't want to push on that direction yet. So right now, you think about Rocket is the only correspondent lender.
But will you be expanding the correspondent channel to other states as well?
Yeah, we are expanding right now. Yes.
Great. Thank you.
And on this topic, I always want to make sure Loan Factory will become a platform for the mortgage industry. So think about us as a Uber of mortgage. So my goal is to bring in a lot of clients, and you are the one that benefit. So in the future, I want to make Loan Factory as a platform. I will drive a lot of traffic to our website. We are improving our SEO right now. And we are gonna, my first phase, hopefully in about 2 weeks, I will do a lot of marketing and I will spend a lot of money to test out this model. I will try to bring in a lot of consumer model to our website, but I will target the Houston market first. I want to test out one big city to see how it is. So this is the plan. I will test out one big city on this model. And then I will roll it out to more cities, more states. And it is critical, very critical, that you have your own Google reviews and try to collect a lot of reviews, because I want the consumer, once I bring them to the website, they will find you, they will see you, but only the best one will have the priority. The best one will be shown on top. We will make it prominent so the consumer can see. Of course, if you are a unknown loan officers with less experience, for sure I don't want to feature you. So I only want to feature the good and the best one to help you and the consumer. It's the market force. I have to make that decision. I want to help consumer and loan officer, but only the good loan officer will be promoted, for sure. So that is the way it is. So if you want to be good, you need to look at yourself, try to get better, try to build your review, build your portfolio, build your name, build your brand. You have to do it yourself. It's the market economy, the market system. Mozo is improving the landing page. Most of you have heard about lead funnel, right? Have you?
Yes.
So lead funnel is used by almost every lead generating company, like Bankrate, LendingTree, Pre-Race Update, you name it. All of the big company out there, they generate leads and sell it. They generate a lot of leads and they use lead funnel. So right now, you can create lead funnel yourself. It takes a minute already, but Mozo is improving to make it so much nicer. And it's gonna be as good as Rocket Mortgage. So Rocket Mortgage also have lead funnel. Almost every company out there have lead funnels. I want you to use it. And if you don't know what is lead funnel, I can share with you. Some of the loan officer might already use it. So right now on your website, when the consumer check the rate, they can see the rate, the result, right? But then you can configure your pricing engine. So you can require the user to give you name and phone number before they see the result. So you might want to turn it on like that if you want to. It's another way to get lead and then call them and help them. So there's many ways, many versions you can try out. And that's why I want you to test out everything. Researching, find out whoever do something good. You want to do it, let me know. We have the technology, we can make it happen. So anyone else out there have something good, you can tell me. If I think it's good, we can make it happen for all of you. So lead funnel is, let me see if I can find it, but you can share something. If you have anything to share, you can share while waiting.
Hey, Thuan, I actually ran across an ad from Rocket that I thought was a phenomenal ad. And it was, what do I qualify for? That was their lead funnel. So basically they asked a bunch of questions. I screenshotted like the exact pages that they do. So if a borrower that just haven't started looking yet, they want to know what home price they're going to be able to qualify for. That was their niche. That was what they were going for. And
you can show me that.
Okay.
I can build it. I can
Okay.
see here's the lead funnel.
That's the same one I sent you, Thuan.
Yeah, I know. That's why I want to share with everyone. So this is the lead funnel from Rocket Mortgage. So they run an ads on Facebook, on social media, on Google. The consumer, when they see the ad, it looks so interesting, they click on it, they take them here, and then the consumer can select this and move on. And then at the end, they ask for the consumer name and phone number. So we have that lead funnel already, and we're gonna make it really nice. It's, it's going to be organized at Rocket Mortgage. And our engineer can do almost anything. So if you have any good idea, anything you want, we can make it happen.
Yep, I agree with that. So Thuan, if I can just add on to that for everybody here. So I typically, and some of you I've had the opportunity to speak to about videos, and I showed you some of the competitor research that I've done, and Rocket literally is the top of that list. And I have pages, the ads, the copy, the URLs that they're using, where they're taking people to, and they all go back to this funnel. And they've been using one of two funnels now that I've seen for probably like the last 8 or 9 months. And it's because they work the best. But the most important thing, and I encourage each and every one of you to go through this so that's proof. They send out an opening email, and after that, it's all phone calls. No text messages, no emails. It's all phone calls. So if you're going to get into the lead game, and Perry, I think, I'm going to highlight it this way. I think you had complained about this at one point, is that there wasn't enough follow-up being done to the leads that you came in. And it's important because Rocket believes, and when we go out to Rocket, ask some of the marketing team out there to put you in touch with them. And Lindsay will graciously have you speak with them so that everybody here understands how they do it. We have a 70% chance of closing that borrower for the first person to speak to them. So why are we texting them and emailing them when the object of the game is to get them on the phone first? And literally, you can really only go through 1, maybe 2 of their funnels every 90 days because the amount of phone calls that come, not necessarily per day, but per week and per month based on their funnels, it's literally too much. But no matter how many times they go through it, the one thing that even remains consistent, and I'm on the way out of one of them right now, it's an opening email, and then it's all phone calls. The only time that they just email you without phone calling is their newsletters.
Hi, Brandon.
No text messages at all?
No, I had no text messages from them.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say with Rocket, the biggest thing I found a lot of success working there is the faster and sooner you can reach out to somebody, the better you're going to convert. If you don't, or you say just email, because realistically, who checks their email nowadays? You have to be in front of them, and calling is definitely going to be the way to get there. So yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up, Patrick. That's awesome.
One more thing I want to share with you with Facebook. You can run an ads to generate leads. So any user, when they tap on your ads, Facebook will send their name, phone number, and email to you really quick. And most of our software integrate with Facebook. So the lead will show up on your lead page automatically. So you might want to try that out. We have that. You can run that. Create some image, some video, really cool, attract user. When they tap on it, you get a lead. So there's many ways you can try out, and it is not expensive. You can run $5 a day. Try something small. Who knows that it might be good. And the IT team, the Mosul team, is always stand behind you and help you with any technical aspect.
The Mosul Facebook integration is pretty simple to do too, because on my website, they have it where if someone asks a question, they can just send the message from the website and it goes right to my Facebook Messenger. It pops up on the bottom right of the page. And I thought that was just so easy to do. And I get a couple messages from that when people they're on the website and have a question, they don't want to call, they send a quick message through Facebook. It's a pretty good system.
Let me rephrase what Anthony just said. So basically, every one of us have a website, right? Built by Mosul. You can turn on the chat on your site. So any visitor that visits your website, they can try to chat with you, and it will pop up your messenger chat. But then you have to create a Facebook page in order to do that. You cannot chat using your Facebook profile. Some of you might still not understand that. So first, when you sign up with Facebook, you have a Facebook profile, your personal Facebook, so that you can connect with other friends and family. But then you can create a Facebook fan page to promote your company. So anyone can have two things. One is your personal Facebook, and one is the business Facebook page for the fan to know about you. So two different things on Facebook. And I would say that our software team is really good. They can do almost anything. And by the way, we just hired a mobile app developer. So we start developing a mobile app on our next generation of Moso. We call it Moso Plus. So we designed it right now. Just to share with you, we started it. Hey, Brandon.
Yes, just real quick. So I reached out to one of the home builders in my area and I got a list of their preferred lenders. I started going through those lenders' websites. And one of the things I saw a lender that's doing the most business for this builder, they have on their website all the competitors that are on the area and their live interest rates for the day. So that way, when a consumer goes to this one consumer's website, they're seeing what this lender's offering and all the local competitors right away. And it looks like because they're doing that, this one lender's securing a bunch of business. Is there any way that our software is capable of doing something similar to that?
Can you be more specific? What do you want?
So let's say there's 3 local credit unions right by me that all advertise their rates on their websites. Is there a way that we can scrape that and put it on our own website to say Lake Michigan Credit Union, Genesis Credit Union, and Michigan Credit Union, these are their rates, costs, everything right here pulled from their website, and then we can put what we offer right in there next to it. So a consumer, they'll know, these are companies out here, and then they see us right there and they're like, oh, well, here's the shopping already done. And it's not confusing to them.
Thank you. So I myself did that. I create an image, compare Loan Factory versus guarantee rate and some other lender. So our rate beat them by far, and I promote that. So you can create an image side by side to compare our rate versus their rate. But then it is not as simple because rate change every day. That's the first thing. Second thing is the scenario is different. You cannot compare apple to orange. You have to compare the same scenario. And most of the time, you cannot get the same scenario. Every lender, they use different scenario. So you have to manually go in and change it. So it's not that easy to do the comparison. The easiest one is manually compare them and then create an image and then promote that image.
I see what you're saying. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I have another idea. I've been trying to reach out to Costco to see if we can work with them. And then we can put all of you, like every weekend, you have a table at a local Costco to meet the clients, the potential clients there. So I really like that idea. And I've been trying to reach out to Costco. If any of you have a way to reach out to Costco and ask them, please help out. I think it's a great idea to help everyone.
They used to work with this bank in New Jersey first. I forget the name of it.
Yes, they shut it down.
They shut it down? Okay.
Yeah, I've been following them for many years. At first, I tried to get on to that platform, but there are 2 things. At that time, we were small. We don't have a lot of license in a lot of states. And secondly, our rate was so good that they might hate us. The other lender might hate us and we back out. So that's why we couldn't get in. But now they shut it down. Costco doesn't have mortgage anymore. And that's why I want to start working with them again.
Did they have it and then stop doing it then, or did they not have it, start doing it and then stop doing it?
So Costco doesn't offer mortgage anymore after they shut it down.
But they did at one.
It's a bad partnership somehow. So the Costco decided to shut it down. So Costco members cannot get mortgage with Costco anymore. And that's why I want to work with Costco again. Now I want to work with Costco to offer their members our rates, and service. So I'm still trying to reach out to them.
I know one of the owners of the company that had that partnership with them. I could reach out to them and I could probably get a good contact information, try to maybe figure that out. That would be unbelievable for the company.
Yeah, for sure, because our model fit their model perfectly. We have good service, good pricing. Exactly. Costco is always have good pricing and good quality, right? We all know about that. So it fits our model perfectly. And they have so many members. So I see most of you next week. Many of you next week, and it's going to be a great event. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I'm taking off right now. Thank you.
Very excited about next week.
Yeah, thank you.